Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms. My dad and I are out here working on the sawmill rebuilding program today, and we've had a problem that we've been trying to solve, which is that when you open these up to inspect and make sure everything is in good shape, mostly everything in there you can just pick up and lift out, except for the mill head, which is really heavy and there's no good way to lift it. When you're building one, you fold back the back half of the crate and you lay the saw head back, unpack everything else, and there's this whole process where you build half of it laying down, and then you've got something to pick it up with. Since we're not doing that, we needed a way to lift these. And Dad has come up with a plan for how we can make something ourselves to do that.
A lot of times in the factories or any number of different things you can try to do, nobody really makes the tool you want or need for a specific task. And if we were only going to lift one mill, we wouldn't go to this much trouble. But we've already lifted a number of them with lifting straps, and that's problematic because the mill wants to hang at an angle and it's hard to inspect, and there's concern for it slipping off the forks. It's just not we can do better.
And that's what we're going to try to do today. Now, I am just learning to weld, so as we make this, if you're here to tell me I don't know how to weld, we'll just get that out of the way right now. But hopefully we can get it tacked together well enough that it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah.
Pretty remarkable to me. I just made that cut. There's no heat, perfectly clean cut. It's a cold cut saw. So these pieces right here are going to slide over pallet forks. Now we want a way to lock this piece to the pallet forks. So we're going to drill a hole here. Then we're either going to thread this or weld on a nut. I keep saying I'm going to get some real cutting oil, and I always forget to get any until I actually need it. I've been using Rust Patrol, but it's not made to be a cutting oil. So I got the nut just slightly off center where the threads are rubbing on the hole in the tubing. And I think I could even force it through, but we're just going to run a tap real quick. While I was welding this, we had a customer show up that wanted to buy a sawmill, and he brought his own walnut log. So we're going to stop real quick and get that cut up, then we'll get back to the fabricating as you look at my amateur welds. It's a small walnut log, but it has a ton of bow in it. So I was anticipating everyone who bought a sawmill to bring a trailer, and that has not been the case. As a matter of fact, this is the 4th one we've sold, and every single person just came in a regular truck. So I'm going to show you how we get the mills into the truck beds. The purpose of drilling these holes is so we can put a pin through to keep it from pulling out.
Come on in. Hold it.
So the biggest hassle to unboxing and inspecting these mills is the mill head. We didn't have a good way to lift it out. And I think we're still going to make a couple of modifications to this, but this is going to make it a lot easier. And if you're worried about us working under something that's being held up by hydraulics, the mini skid steer has a manual lockout. You put this big red bar, slides down over the cylinder, you put a locking pin in it, and that cannot come down.
It's a good work height, and it's so much more solid than lifting straps or anything we tried before. So I think it's a go.
This is the worst condition any mill has come in. This one was dropped off a truck. But this plastic for where the choke is, the breather goes onto it, this plastic piece here has a big crack in it. The gas can's all dented in. But with this lifting system, we can literally make those repairs and then start it up and run it up in the air like this to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a way to do that. And
No.
just a little bit of metal and a little bit of time, and we've solved a problem here.
Yeah. I'm pleased with it.
All right, well, it's homecoming, getting ready to go to a big basketball game. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.